Hello!
Hi.
Welcome to Intertwined Stitches. I'm Stephanie, also known as XCO Mom.
I'm Lakshmi, also known as knitterbynature on Ravelry and Instagram.
Woohoo, Instagram! I'm kind of an Instagram junkie.
I'm loving Instagram.
I'm a junkie. My husband's like, he's always got his iPad and he's always playing Candy Crush, and I'm like, you're a Candy Crush junkie. He's like, you're an Instagram junkie. So, it works out. This is episode 15. Again. We recorded the whole thing, and my stupid self closed it before it was finished saving, and it was all gone. And you would think that it would be like, are you sure you want to close? But it did not. It just did. It just closed, and I was like, okay. Lakshmi's gonna kill me.
It's not a big deal, but it took us a while to get back together to record again,
Yes.
so hopefully we'll remember everything we talked about, and we'll get to share everything.
And Sushi didn't forget that she was in it.
She's going to be a recurring star.
Yes, we can shut the door all we want, and she knows how to open it and get back in. And she just loves Lakshmi. She's currently licking her and rubbing all over her. So yeah, this week has been a mess. My kid brought home a stomach virus, and it has now gone through all 3 boys. And it has not been pleasant or fun or, no.
You haven't gotten it yet?
Knock on wood. I knocked on my spinning wheel. Yeah. So we've got twice as many finished objects and twice as much enabling. And, yeah. So I suppose we should get into it.
Sure. I'll talk about my finished object since it's huge.
So we should get out.
And that's the Hemlock Ring Blanket by Jared Flood.
And she actually finished this a week ago. Do you have it
almost 2 weeks ago?
the right way?
Yep, that's the right way. So it's big and beautiful. Pink awesomeness. I'm so happy with it. And this was a knit out of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Superwash in Rouge color, and I used size 10.5 needles. And I think I used about 8.5 skeins of yarn, so I had purchased 10 total, so I finished with just, enough to make a hat or something with the leftovers.
Nice!
Yay! So, at first I put this on my bed, but then it was like a pink bed strip spread and this, and it was too matchy-matchy, so now it's living on my futon in the spare bedroom, and it's gray, so it accents well with it. And I think I'm going to be making more as gifts because it was so fun and easy and turned out beautifully after blocking.
It's gorgeous.
It was amazing, like the transformation it takes from pre-blocking to after it's all stretched out.
Lovely.
And it's nice and cozy and warm, and it's perfect size to be able just to wrap around yourself.
So nice.
And then I did a couple hats this week. I cranked out a couple hats. I did another pattern by Jared Flood, which is Turner Square, but I made a stripeless version. I'll take off this hat. This hat is Mayros by Woolly Wormhead. And this one...
You've done a lot of her patterns, haven't you?
I did, because I love her patterns. They're
You just did
so
the worm
intricate.
recently, right?
That was not by her.
Oh.
That was by somebody else.
Oh,
but,
how funny. My bad.
But I have...
But the one you wore the other day.
Slable I did. It's brown. That's by Woolly Wormhead. I wore one the other day, but I just gave that one to my mom. She came visiting.
The green and orange one?
It's green. She came visiting yesterday, and snagged my...
Walked home with it?
And a hand-spun, hand-knit scarf to go with it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. She was saying, I've been so jealous of the girls.
Guilt trip.
Right. But anyway, I made this for my husband's boss. He wanted just a nice plain hat, and this is the kind probably I'll be making for my husband next. It does has the pair decreases on the top and just a 1-inch 2x2 rib stockinette.
I apologize. There's nothing I can do.
So
for you.
I'll put it on so you can see it on
girl.
me.
Very nice.
Unisex.
Yeah. The color is very unisex, too.
I think so. A little bit masculine with the heathered, garnet heather color. This is Knit Picks Swish, the Merino Superwash. Whereas the wool of the Andes is more of a Peruvian wool.
Yeah.
And then
just generic wool.
Patterned by, I got inspiration from a hat that you made last week.
And I showed it last week, but then I deleted it, and my husband wore it today. It was for our anniversary.
But we both made
I have
a
a picture of it.
Windshift hat by Stephen West. And mine is out of Barocco Comfort. It's like acrylic nylon blend.
Mine was out of naturallykaren.com in the country.
I like to wear it like this.
As red.
I think.
Your stripies are over here.
Like this.
Nice. That's how Jeff wears it too. He had it so that the stripies were almost in the back yesterday. I'm like, I didn't work all the time on those stinking ribs for you to wear them in the back of your head.
So I believe this is unisex too. It's like girly too. And especially if you knit it in a girly color. It'd be cute. Really enjoyed this. And this, I didn't have the needles they called for, so I just used size 6 and 8.
I thought yours looked bigger than mine.
Yeah.
But I think the wool you use is bigger.
And I originally knit it for my son, but it was too big for him. And my husband won't wear it. So it'll be
too fancy.
It's too fancy.
Oh dear.
So that's all of my finished objects.
I don't know what oh jeez.
I'm breaking the chair.
Let's hope that doesn't break. I brought down my iPod to show off the picture. Oh, there it is. I also finished a whatever it's called. I put it on Instagram, and that was the only place I put it. So let me go ahead and pull that up real quick. I've also finished a bunch of... I just queued this pattern. I just finished a bunch of washcloths because it's getting closer and closer to Christmas.
Get that gift knitting done.
And then I also piled on about 20 more things for myself because, that's how I roll. I let my boys each pick out a... Hop down, Sush. A picture, or I let them each pick out a toy from... I gave them the option of my Teeny Tiny Mochi Mochi book or my 50 Yards of Fun book. And so my oldest son picked out... Here's my husband's Windshift. I can't see if you're seeing that at all because the computer went black, but there's that. It's red. He looks handsome in it. And I have a half-finished object. I am making mittens. There's a story behind these mittens. A coworker of my husband's has a 4-year-old daughter, and she goes to daycare during the day. And one day, mistakenly, the teachers gave her a pair of hand-knit mittens thinking they were hers. And she fell in love with them, absolutely adored them, showed them off to her mom, was like, Mom, these are the softest, warmest mittens I've ever had. These are fantastic. And then the next day, the rightful owner of the mittens was like, oh, my mittens, you found them! And so she had to give them back, and she was just devastated. So my husband's like, you think you could make her a pair? So I made one. And I sent it to work with my husband and made sure that the little girl's hand fit in here. They fit perfectly. And then he was like, they're perfect, go ahead and start the other one. So I started the other one. I knit up until about here before he got home. And then I started the decreases because when I counted the rows of this one versus the one I had, it was the same. So I bound off the top. And then I go to hold them up together, and the second one was about 1/4 of an inch too small. Shorter than the other one. Shorter in the ribbing section.
Which isn't much, really.
No, but it was noticeable for me. And I was like, ugh. So I picked the cast on edge apart, and this yarn is Vicky Howell Sheepish. And it is, I think it's 70% acrylic, 30% wool. Which you wouldn't think is that big of a deal. You could just pick it apart, no big deal. But it's a single ply, and it was so stuck together. I picked off the cast on. It took me 45 minutes to pick it apart. I did the long tail cast on, so it was a mess. I get it all undone, and it's all just felted together. I was so mad. So then I decided if I cut it, maybe that'll leave the loops exposed. So I cut a tiny little bit off. No. I got so angry. Hello. What are you doing? Okay, anyways. So back to my story of I cut a little bit. And it did not expose any of the loops. I pulled and pulled and pulled, and it was just a nightmare. And I got so frustrated, I decided to try the top end and just lengthen it that way. It was the same mess. It was stuck together. It was snapping apart when I was trying to unravel it. And I just got so angry that I threw it across the room, and I was cursing like a sailor. And my husband's like, whoa, it's a mitten. Like, it doesn't matter, it's just a mitten, this is so frustrating.
What do you say, you can just make another one?
Yeah, he's like, just make another one. You know, like, that wasn't time of my life that I just wasted. And needless to say, I have not cast on the second one yet. I almost did this weekend, but then the mom wasn't supposed to be in the office this week. She was supposed to have some training class, so he wasn't going to see her all week anyways. So I'm like, fine, it'll give me time to get other Christmas stuff done. But then, because of the snow yesterday, her class got canceled or changed to a different time. So, anyways, I need to get it done. But there's a hoe. And excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you.
I have two small cousins. They're the only full-blood cousins that I have. They are 8 and 10, and they're boys. They're boys. So I decided to make them an indoor snowball fight set. And so I crocheted 2 snowballs so far. There's actually 4 of them. There's my 2 cousins, and then my uncle has a girlfriend who has 2 kids. So I have to make a poop ton of them. But I've got 2 done.
They're so fun.
I thought so. Carson loves them. He wants them. And I'm like, no, these are for gifts. I'm trying to instill in him that the holidays are about giving, not about getting. So he's like, well, whenever the Christmas is over, will you make me some? Yes, Carson. And I'm going to call this a hoe because he's halfway done. For my aunt for Christmas, I talked about making the Bigfoot because she's terrified of Bigfoot. So here's his body. Isn't he adorable? I love him to pieces. I hated using this yarn. Of course, everyone knows fun fur is not fun. And I've never knit with it. I've only ever crocheted with it. So I'm knitting along, and on my stockinette side, it was all, like, there was a few little strands of hair, and I'm like, what on earth? Am I supposed to, like, groom this after I'm done? And then the inside was just nothing but the fur. So I just flipped him inside out and did a 3-needle bind off, and there's that. So he's adorable. He just needs his arms and legs.
How are you going to give him up?
I know, right? He's so cute. But my aunt will love him, so there's that. And like I said, I finished some washcloths, but they're just washcloths, so I left them upstairs. They weren't anything fancy. I think I did the traditional grandma's favorite where you start at one end and work your way, or at one corner and then work your way across. That's the one I finished.
Yep, that's a pretty popular pattern for dishcloths.
It was nice. I used the peaches and cream yarn, and it killed my hands. I'm like, oh my, like I had to literally take a pain pill because it felt like I had arthritis in my finger. It was just, oh my goodness, is this done yet?
Because you're used to using the softer yarns like Shine and Comfy.
I'm like so thankful that I got that nice Knit Picks yarn because that nice Knit Picks cotton, because that peaches and cream cotton, it was like knitting with a pair of jeans. It was just not fun.
I have a lot of that cotton to use up too.
I think I have 4 skeins now. 5 counting this one. But, oy. Anyways, what you been working on?
I am working on The Traveling Woman by Liz Abenante, And
it's a fun name. Evanolde.
Yeah, Knit Picks Diadem, which is half baby alpaca, half mulberry silk. And at first I was a little disappointed in this yarn, the color of it. It was like this muted, dusty mauve color, but then last week I saw that it was starting to change color. So it's going into this,
now it's almost striping.
Yes, this deeper reddish pink, and going back to the mauve, and it is striping a bit now. I'll hold that closer so that you can see the colors. And
how are you liking working with that yarn?
I like it. It is a 1-ply, so it is a little fuzzy, and it's a little bit splitty, but not too bad that I can't deal with it. And it's very soft, and it just feels really nice. So I'm really happy with that in that regard. I just wish I had chosen a different color. I keep looking at the turquoise, like I should have chose turquoise, but I think I'll be happy with it in the end. And I'm getting pretty close to where I start to add the lace repeats. Probably like 10 more rows or so. So that's coming along.
Exciting.
Yeah. What else?
Speaking of splitty yarn, I said this on the last show and I forgot to say it this time. For my husband's windsheaf, that country yarn, I did not like it at all. It was extremely splitty. It's considered a 12-ply. And it would just fall apart while I was knitting. It was just not fun to work with. I do not recommend it. So there's that.
And of course, this is my Citron Grand. I am in the middle of a row. By Hilary Smith Callis, knit out of Knit Picks Stroll Bear. And I've just got past the ruching section on the 6th section. So the stitches are they're growing, and it's growing lengthwise too, so
very nice.
It's coming along. Still fun to work on. So here and there, it's the most stockinette knitting I have right now that I can just pick up and knit without like having to look at a pattern or anything.
Nice.
And I made that hat for my husband's boss, but he has a wife, so I started to make a hat for her too. And I'm making the Laurel Wood hat by Chelsea Recompass, and I made the same hat out of the Galileo in red. You might remember it, and I gifted that one to my little sister India. So I just got a little bit of a start here. I knit for, I believe it's an inch or 10 rows before I start the pattern. So just got a little bit of start. And he said that she is into neutral colors, and I had this Elspeth Levold silky wool just laying around from a last hat I made. I made drizzle with this hat, with this yarn. And I am using size 2.5 and size 4 needles. I have also been working on my Rogue sweater by Jenna Wilson, and I separated for the sleeves. I finished the cable that goes all the way up the side.
It's very pretty.
And after I separated for the sleeves, I did the whole back and cast off at the shoulders. What I do next is work the front. I did start that. It has some cable detail going up around the neck. And then when you get to the shoulders, you sew the shoulders together and then continue with the cabling around the hood. So this is coming along. It's very fun to watch it grow. And I also seamed the turned hem, and it's a little poofy right now. I'm just hoping blocking will straighten it out.
It usually does.
Yeah, so far happy with it. This is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes in the fern color.
Evidently locking the door does not even keep sushi out.
I guess not. So yeah, I'll be working on this probably later today because I'm really excited to keep working on it and see its progress.
It's gonna be a good one.
And then I picked up another sweater to work on because you can never have enough sweaters on
Right.
you. But I've been making a sweater for my son. I started one in March, and he's been wearing this size 12 sweater, this wonderful wallaby, for like a year now, and I'm just noticing.
Sushi. Keep
Noticing
walking,
how
sister. Keep
small-
walking. Sush.
Get down. It's getting really small on him.
Sorry.
And this sweater is also size 12. So I was like, oh, I better get that finished. So watch out. It's purple with orange stripes. So be warned. It's actually Knit Picks Brava, and the colors are currant and paprika. So it's not as bold as that, but I like the color combination. I just happen to have this yarn in my stash and said, ooh, that would make a cute sweater. So I cast on a seamless rag, well, not, this one's not seamless, a raglan style sweater from a Leisure Arts booklet, and this is a placket neck pullover, and I have all of the pieces finished except for this front.
Nice.
And I have to knit 15 stripes up before I start the raglan shaping. So right now it's just plain stockinette. Very easy peasy. And I'm not looking forward to the sewing, but I could do some of the sewing now to make it easier for in the end when I only have to, because I could sew the backs to the sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might do that before all the knitting is complete. And I started a thread crochet project this week. I am making a Christmas doily, and the name of the pattern is Pineapple Song. It's this beautiful red.
Hearing Pineapple Song makes you think of who lives in a pineapple under the sea. It's the only pineapple song I know.
SpongeBob SquarePants. And this is what the pattern is going to look like.
And actually, I loathe SpongeBob SquarePants, but hearing Pineapple Song just makes me think of that.
I think that's all my stuff that I'm working on.
I have been working on lots of things because I'm trying to get Christmas knitting done. I've been working on my trillion. It's
growing.
I think I'm very close to the point of bind off because it is really long. Yes, Sushi, we all know you're a cat and you love yarn. Thank you for that. So there's that. It's in the middle of a row, so I can't show you how big it is, and Sushi doesn't want me to show you anyways. And that is in my brand new project bag that I got for Hanukkah for myself. It's got hedgehogs all over it, and they're so stinking cute. And look, they match. Sort of. Sushi, seriously. Yeah. I got this from Unassembled Sweaters. Her name's Katie. She
It's
was on
super
Instagram.
cute.
It's got stars on the inside. Really cute and really reasonably priced. I love it. It's ginormous. It fits my growing trillion, so there's that. I have also been working on... I told you all about this project last time, but you didn't get to see. But I started a crochet log cabin blanket for a friend for Christmas. Well, for the family of... The whole family is our friend, and so it's for the whole family. Instead of making individual gifts, they're just getting one big blanket and some cookies. Because the mom is pregnant, and she's very, one of the moms is pregnant. It's a same-sex couple. But she's pregnant, and she's been craving Nutella, so I'm going to make her Nutella cookies, too, to go with that. So there's that, and this is out of homespun yarn in a wide variety of colors. I have no lofty goals or dreams that this is going to be done before Christmas.
It's very cozy looking.
It's very warm. Like sitting there crocheting on it, I put it over my legs and it's so warm. And for acrylic to be that warm, it was kind of mind-blowing. But it is very warm. And I'm just doing a double crochet, so it's very holey. But even still, it's
it's
very
nice
warm.
and thick, though.
It is. So, there's that. I bought some of the yarn. I had 5 skeins of it. And I thought 6 skeins of it. And I thought that was going to be enough. what was I thinking? It's crochet. It just eats yarn. So then I started panicking that I didn't have enough yarn, and I went to our Walmart to buy more, and they didn't have any, and then I really started panicking because Joann's and Michael's is way too far away from us. And so I put a thing out on D-Stash, and I found some skeins on D-Stash, and then one of my friends in one of my other Ravelry groups actually gave me 7 skeins of yarn, just gave it to me. So that was a huge, oh! I'm like, knitters are so generous. And if you hear the thumping upstairs, the boys are running around. Who knows what they're doing. Probably sneaking more cookies. Yesterday was a snow day, so we baked cookies because that's our tradition. They're probably up there sneaking them. Anyways, I also cast on a hat. This is the Magdolna hat. One of the things say is what it's called. I don't know who does the pattern. I am not prepared in that sort of way like Lakshmi is.
Pretty color.
This is also the sheepish yarn in, I don't even know, the ball band came off. Anyways, so there's the hat. It's got a kind of like the windchief where it has a panel that has, sorry, my allergies are really bothering me and my eyes really itchy and I need to stop rubbing. It has a sort of lacy panel. It's a very easy lacy panel. It's just got the lace every 4 rows or what have you. So there's that. I haven't gotten very far on it because this is supposed to be for me. But my mother-in-law asked for a hat for Hanukkah, so this might end up being for her if I don't crochet one really quick for her. So there's that. It's a pretty blue color, tealy blue. Hopefully it'll be done next week and you can actually see what it's supposed to look like because I wasn't prepared enough to bring the pattern. But I'm pretty sure it's called the Magdolna. And like I said earlier, my boys picked toys that they wanted for Christmas. And so my eldest son picked the tiny platypus, and he is a huge fan of Phineas and Ferb, specifically Agent P. So I am doing the pithy platypus for him, and I changed the colors so that they are Harry the Platypus color. And he's so stinking cute. I love him to pieces. His body is done out of Brava Sport, which is an acrylic, and his tail is done out of Shine Sport, held double, because the Brava Sport is very thick. Like, it is not sport weight thick, it's very thick. It's like DK borderline light worsted. So there's that. I just need to do his legs. I'm almost done with the first one. I think I'm going to do his front 2 legs, the tealy color, and his back 2 legs, the same color as his beak, because in the show, his back legs are more predominant than his front legs. His front legs are just all blue, and his back legs has big yellow feet, so I think that's what I'm going to do. So there's that. He hasn't seen him yet. My middle son has, and he loves him. He's like, can I have it? No, you can't have everything. So that's what I've been working on. I think that's everything. Washcloths. So, you have spinning.
I do.
You have big spinning.
Because I got my spinning mojo back. And then some. I took the Ashland Bay Merino that was on the wheel and I just decided to apply what I had done and put the rest of the braid aside for now. So I applied that in a 3-ply Navajo ply and I got 166 yards.
Pretty.
I'm kind of wishing that I paid a little bit more attention while I was plying and didn't go so fast because some parts of it are a little underplied. But I haven't washed it yet and orthwacked it, so it might even out a little bit in the wash. But it's not a big deal anyway, because when you knit with 2 strands of yarn, they're not twisted together.
Right.
So I love the color of that. So
That's
this
very pretty.
a little bit of something there, and then I got out my loop bat. That was Earth Mother, and I spun that within like 3 days, and then Navajo plied it.
It's very sparkly.
It is sparkly. Not too much sparkle though. So I could use a little bit more sparkle. in my fiber. But it went from this like tealy, smoky blue, if I can find it, to a coppery color, to a pink, to a brown, to a purple, and back to a brown.
It's very pretty.
Yes, I think it came out great. And it's like a sport to DK weight, and I got 305 yards.
Nice.
And it was so easy to spin. Coming out of the center pole ball, it's just the right thickness to spin, the thickness that I usually spin, but I could even spin it thinner or thicker.
It's almost like a pencil roving.
Yeah, a little thicker though. But it was perfect, and I didn't break the braid at the roving at any time, and then when I was plying, I didn't even break any of the single ply while I was plying.
You did a really nice job.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's nice and even. This hasn't been washed or thwacked yet either, but really happy with it. It's going to be something fabulous in the future. I haven't decided what yet. And that's all I have for spinning. I did start the Bordeaux Mind Fusion from Friends and Fiber that I got, but I had just started it, and I'm spinning it like super thin, so it's going to take a while to see any progress on that.
I started spinning. I have 2 pounds of a Ashland Bay, I think it's Cordale, pretty sure, in the grape colorway. I have 2 pounds of it, and I'm spinning it for a sweater for myself. And so I put some more of that back on the wheel. I think I've almost got a whole bobbin full. So far I've got 3 skeins of yarn for it. So I'm getting there. It's a slow process. We'll see.
Do you find that spinning solid color slows you down too?
Yes, it does. Because you get very bored and you don't want to do it anymore. I keep looking at my loop bat thinking I really want to spin it, but then once I spin it, it'll be gone.
But then you can knit with it.
Yeah. I think it'll be my treat for after the holiday knitting.
Mm-hmm. I know. I was even thinking about saving mine for Christmas Day. And I was like, no, I can't.
Well, we go to Ohio for Christmas, so I can't take my wheel because it's frowned upon to use up all the space in the van for my spinning wheel.
Oh.
Come on.
It's a part of you. You can't go anywhere without it.
I might take my drop spindle. I wanted to spin I have a Daybreak Dyeworks. No, it's not Daybreak Dyeworks. Dawning Dreams. I have a Dawning Dreams bat, or roving that I had got before Tour de Fleece, and I really wanted to spin it last time I got my wheel out, but I couldn't find it. I searched everywhere and couldn't find it, and then I had to go through my main knitting bag this week to pull out something, and it was in there, and I was like, oh, this was there the whole time. So I might do that on a drop spindle, but I highly doubt that I'll get any spinning time when I'm in Ohio. It's usually, we're over here visiting this person today, we're over here visiting this person today, and this person, and this person. And there's never enough time for everyone, and everyone always gets bummed that they didn't get to spend enough time with us, and it's very stressful. But I have some things planned for when I'm in Ohio. I'm going to meet my friend Hazel for the first time. She's one of my VKN friends, and so we're going to meet up, and the animal crackers must be gone. Owen's in the playroom again, playing with his popper toy. Anyways, so we're going to meet up, and we're going to go to lunch, and she's going to take me to a yarn shop. So that'll be exciting. Well, it is exciting. That'll be fun. We're both very much looking forward to it. And then I asked my dad if he wanted to go on a date with me, a lunch date. And he's like, nice. I'm like, I'm going to take that as a yes. So hopefully I'll get to spend some one-on-one time with him. I'm at the end of this row, so I can show you how long this is now. There's that, and that's not even stretched for blocking, that's just regular. It's my entire wingspan, and my 2-year-old is coming in. Or at least just opening the door to let his noise be heard. Did you feed your stash? Hello, honey.
No stash in here.
So, anyways, so I participated in the Knit Picks Cyber Sale Week. I made 2 different orders. The first one was like I want this and I want this and I want it right now with my gift card. And I bought a sweater's worth of merino style in the Basset colorway. It is 100% merino wool. It's very soft. Well, not very soft, but it's soft. It's definitely next to skin soft, so there's the color. It's very nice, like chocolatey brown. Yeah. So I've got a sweater's worth of that, which is very exciting. And then with that same order, I bought the Knit Picks Brava that I was working on my Perry with. So there's the yellow sport, and like I said, it is not a sport. It's very thick. So there's this one, and then I got the teal, which is called Marina, which is very pretty teal color, and this one is called Canary. And then I got Fairy Tale also. I bought these with the sole purpose of toys in mind, because it was like $1.50, $1.99 or something like that for these each. So I got 3 of those. I like their colors, and they're super, super squishy and soft. And then in that same order, I bought Punky, which I love, and it's the exact same colors as the 3 Bravas I bought.
Bless you.
Sorry. So there's that. I love it. I'm not sure what it's going to become.
Here he comes again.
All about the interruptions today, Owie. What's going on, pal?
You're a pirate.
Yeah. Come here, let me see you.
Come on in.
Come here, baby. You want to show everyone you're a pirate? Say, hi, I'm a pirate. He's like, what do you mean, everyone, Mom? It's just Lakshmi.
Are you a pirate?
You smell like you need a diaper, too.
Yeah.
Okay, go upstairs. I will be up in a little bit to change your diaper. Okay. So we'll make this quick. And then I did another order that I'm counting as my Hanukkah gift. And I got Tree Fort, which I fell in love with whenever Lakshmi donated it to give away to the prizes last go around. So there's that. I love it. And then I got Wool of the Andes Tweed in the North Pole Heather, which I really like. It's going to be a hat.
Oh, cool.
And I got these Capretta Fairy Tale, which I've decided it's probably going to be a color in another color affection. My husband was teasing me last night that I was saying that I wanted to get a tattoo to represent my love of knitting and yarn and whatnot, and I was like, what tattoo should I get? He's like, you know you love that pattern so much, just get a tattoo of the color affection just around your neck. I was like, no. He's like, don't lie, when I just said that, you thought about it for a minute.
Can I feel it?
Yeah.
It's got cashmere in it.
And then, as part of a swap gift, somebody sent me Madeline Tosh Pashmina in the Spectrum colorway, and can I tell you how much I love this yarn? I am just... Oh! My husband brought in the mail. I knew my second Knit Picks order was going to be there that day, and he brought it in. It was in a bag because it was raining that day. And he's like, there's 2 packages in here. I'm like, what? 2? Who's the other one from? And he's like, it's from the Loopy U. And I was like, the Loopy U? I've never ordered from the Loopy U ever. Yes, honey, thank you. He just went upstairs and got a diaper and brought it to me. So I will wrap this up. But it is gorgeous, lovely pashmina in the Spectrum colorway. And this cashmere compared to the Capretta cashmere, there's no comparison.
No.
None. This is merino silk cashmere, and this is merino cashmere nylon. And the cashmere content is the exact same, and there's no comparison. None. This is amazing. I love it. So, there's that. I have a kid who really needs a diaper change. We are almost at our 100th member. We're going to have a prize giveaway when we get to 100.
So just keep your eye out for the prize thread to pop up, because we're going to open it up as soon as we hit that 100 member mark. And what we're going to do is just ask that you post a picture of your most recent finished object.
Or what you're working on.
Or what you're working on.
So
we want to see all the pretties.
We do. And the prize is going to be something awesome. We're not sure what exactly yet, but it'll be something
I
awesome.
do have one skein of yarn that I'm going to donate, and we'll figure out another prize.
Maybe a pattern on Ravelry for instant gratification.
That might work.
Maybe something else too. Maybe a set of stitch
And,
markers, which I still have not sent out the stitch markers for the prize winner. I'm so sorry. I have the stuff. I have them half made, but it took me a really long time to find the animal themed charms to go on them. But they will be in the mail before the end of the week. Promise. Promise.
And we have another knit along coming up.
Yes.
It's going to be a long one too. Probably go through January, February, maybe even March.
Maybe. I feel like 3 months is a long time, but maybe we'll talk about that more. But it's gonna be a sweater knit along,
and you can enter sweaters that you've already started. We don't expect people to knit a sweater in 2 months. Not everybody can do that.
I can't. Yeah, so it's gonna be awesome, and our prize is going to be a sweater's worth of yarn.
Yes, and a couple patterns.
So that'll be exciting. We haven't quite hashed out like what sweater's worth of yarn yet, or if we should buy it and you just win it, or if you win and then we give you the gift card to buy it. We're not sure yet.
Pick a color. Yeah, we haven't.
We'll
It'll be
hash
something
that out.
like that.
I don't know why, but he just brought me some lotion.
I think he has dry skin.
Okay, so I better go change his kid before he starts calling child services. Have a good sushi. Have a good week. Happy knitting.
Happy knitting.